guys, today's topic of the video is going to be an important novel by E.M. Forster, A Passage to India. But before starting, I will suggest you to subscribe to my channel so that you can get all my literature related videos. Adventures do occur, but not punctually. Life rarely gives us what we want at the moment we consider it appropriate. Moving towards the introduction, A Passage to India is a fictional novel written by E.M. Forster, who was an English writer. This is a modernist novel published in 1924. In 1907, Forster came to know Syed Ross Masood in, and became friend of him. In 1912, Forster visited India for the first time. On the morning of 28 January 1913, Forster visited the Malabar Caves in the state of Bihar. And after he started working on a passage of India after that. In 1921, he visited India again, and this novel is a perfect picture of colonization in India. Starting with the main characters of the novel, first a Dr. Aziz, who was a young Muslim doctor in India. Second is Adela Costed, who was a young lady and she is a fiancée of Ronnie. She came to India to see India, the real face of India. Cyril Fielding is an English and he is a principal at the Government College in Chandrapur. Mrs. Moore is an old lady and he is Ronnie's mother. Ronnie is the city magistrate of Chandrapur. Major Ca- Calendar is a surgeon at Chandrapur and is superior to Dr. Aziz. God Bole is a Hindu and he is a friend of Fielding. Mr. Turton is the local district collector. Mr. McBride is the police superintendent in Chandrapur. Hamidullah is a friend and uncle of Aziz and he is also a barrister. Starting with the setting of the novel, this novel is placed in India when India was colonized by British in 20th century, and this time period is shown in the novel. The novel has three sections and first two sections are set in the fictional city of Chandrapur and last section is set in Mao. Chandrapur is a fictional city near Malabar Caves and Ganges River. Moving towards a summary of the novel, there are three sections of the novel: the mosque, cave, and temple. First two sections are placed in Chandrapur, and third one is placed in city of Mao. I will be dividing the novel summary in three parts. Summarizing the mosque part of the novel, the mosque. It was a time of colonized India. In the opening of the novel, Dr. Aziz is discussing if the friendship of an Indian and Englishman is possible or not. Major Calendar asks for Dr. Aziz's assistant, and Aziz leaves the discussion and goes to make his way to Calendar's compound. But going there, when he reached there, he finds that Calendar has left. Going back, Aziz finds a mosque. There he meets Mrs. Moore and develops a friendly relation with her, as she has behaved very nice with him and she takes him to the Chandrapur club. Native Indians aren't allowed to mix with the English and they are treated inferior, but Mrs. Moore's attitude towards the native Indian who is Aziz is very nice. Her son, Ronnie in white, is irritated with Aziz and instructs his mother, to not to mention Aziz to his fiancée Adela Costed, as he doesn't want her to know the proper treatment with native Indians. Adela Quested has come from England to India to see the real India and the real face of India. But she is confused if she should marry Ronnie or not. Mr. Turton throws a bridge party in the next scene where Indians are not allowed. Mr. Fielding and also an English guest at the party. And a few days later, Mr. Fielding organizes a small party where Dr. Aziz first at the first time meet Adela Costet and invites her and Mrs. Moore to visit the nearby caves of Marabar. Also, a friendship between Aziz and Fielding develops in that part of the novel. In part 2, The Caves. It is a day of their visit to Marabar Caves, but Fielding and his assistant professor, Mr. Godbole, are absent. Aziz, Mrs. Moore, and Adela Costed are taken to the caves by elephants. In the first cave, Mrs. Moore feels unwell and loses sight of Adela and Aziz, whereas Aziz and Adela are busy visiting more of the caves. Adela has thought of her marriage in her mind, and she thinks that she and Ronnie do not love each other, and it will be a marriage without love. She asks several inappropriate questions from Aziz about his marriage and wives. Aziz is pretty annoyed by her questions and distracts from the cave. Adela also distracts and enters into another cave. After a moment, Aziz sees Adela running out of a cave. Aziz thinks that Adela has left for Ronnie, but when he arrives at the camp, he knows that Adela has left suddenly. The member of the camp return back to Chandrapur, where Aziz is arrested because he is accused of sexually assaulting Adela in the Marabar caves. In the meeting at club, Fielding is the only Englishman who thinks that Aziz is innocent. Adela is ill, as it is thought that she is in the state of hysteria by the echo of the caves. Adela tells Ronnie that Aziz is innocent, as she has committed a mistake, and so thinks Mrs. Moore. But Ronnie decides to proceed the case against Aziz and send his mother back to England. Adela presents the innocence of Aziz in the court and the case is withdrawn. After the trial, it is heard that Mrs. Moore is dead in the journey to England. Ronnie ends his engagement with Adela and before going to England, Adela is living in Fielding's house. Fielding has supported her in India. Aziz feels betrayed by Fielding because he thinks that Fielding has supporting Adela to accuse him. Aziz leaves Chandrapur disheartened without saying goodbye to Fielding. After a time, Adela and Fielding leaves for England. Moving towards the last section of the novel, Temple. After 2 years in Mao, it is an Hindu religious celebrations. Dr. Aziz comes to know that Fielding and his wife and his brother-in-law are staying in the city. Aziz thinks that Adela is the wife of Fielding, but Aziz doesn't care anymore about him. Aziz doesn't care about English people anymore at all. That day, Fielding, his wife and his brother-in-law in a boat arrives there to see the celebration of Hindus. Aziz ran in the boat to see Ralph Moore, who was the son of Mrs. Moore, but the boat collided and they are converted into and they come to know each other. Fielding and Aziz and their bitterness comes to an end when Fielding introduces his wife as the daughter of Mrs. Moore, who was Stella Moore. After a few days, they are on a ride in the woods and Aziz handovers a thank you letter to Fielding for Adela for her past behavior. At the end of the novel, they both discuss political and future politics and future issues of India, and Fieldings offers him friendship, but Aziz replied by saying, "One day India will be free from British rule, and that will be the time when they shall be friends. They cannot be friends in India because India is a part of the earth, and God has put us on the earth in order to be pleasant to each other. God is love." Moving towards the major themes of the novel: colonialism, friendship, murder and mystery, racism, othering, unity and division. Colonized and uncolonized cannot be friends on a colonized land. Culturalism, nationalism, and judgment. Moving towards the style and tone of the novel, this novel is written in a narrative style and is simple. The narrative the narrator in the narrator is third person omniscient, and he is not taking side of a single party. Language is simple and events are justified. In the novel, there is an elegant picture of England, of India and its cultural and religious aspects. There are use of Hindi and Urdu words in the novel like huzur, hookah, puja, and medan. These are the post-colonial elements. Thanks for watching. I hope you will like or dislike the video. Also comment in the comment box for further inquiry, and also subscribe to my channel if you like the video anytime. And also the link of this book is given in the description below. You can go and purchase it from Amazon. Thank you.